What do these birds and fish have in common? They all live in the Davis Creek watershed. Davis Creek is located 12 miles south of Ferndale, Humboldt County, California. The forest of this mystical land is home to many: steelhead trout, coho and chinook salmon, the golden eagle, northern spotted owl, sharp-shinned hawk, mountain beaver, Sonoma tree vole, and the northern flying squirrel. The hills of Davis Creek are also occupied by cattle. Before the cattle arrived, this region was home to approximately 1,200 indigenous people. The Mattole people gathered from these forests, rivers, and ocean all that was needed for a good life, until they were exterminated by the arriving settlers. The land is now owned by Sierra Pacific Industries, the largest private landowner in North America. The Davis Creek holdings were acquired by the company in 1983 through one of their many federal forest land acquisitions. In 1990, SBI began the process of logging the Douglas fir forest, with trees known to be up to 10 feet in diameter. Today, only 4% of the original forest remain. In 2003, SBI filed Timber Harvest Plan 1-03-232 windmill with the California Department of Forestry. The windmill THP contains 21 units covering 540 acres across the Davis Creek and Bear River watersheds. The last remaining original forests are encompassed by the boundaries of the THP units. All the other surrounding forests have already been logged. The trees that are left are part of an intricate ecosystem that supports a diversity of life. These trees are important to us for many reasons. We are already experiencing the negative effects of global warming. Global warming is caused by the release of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. Huge amounts of carbon are sequestered for large periods of time in old-growth ecosystems, both in trees and in the soils. Fallen leaves, twigs, and buried roots bind to soil particles and remain in place for thousands of years or more. It would take centuries for newly planted trees to build up such an underground carbon reservoir. Davis Creek is located in an area with chronic seismic activity, the triple junction of the continental plates. The hills are extremely steep, most average 50 to 60% slope, and are made of Hugo soil type, known to be unstable. These factors, as well as an average of 100 inches of rainfall annually and strong year-round winds, make for unstable hillsides. Trees are vital to hold up these hills. The canopy breaks the wind and the fall of the penetrating rains, and roots are woven together which stabilize the soil, helping the ecosystem to develop. The forest floor and canopy act like a sponge during rainstorms, absorbing and retaining large amounts of water, which helps to prevent extreme flooding. A saturated forest will remain moist for a long time. Water, a necessity of all life, is slowly emitted from the trees and forest floor, maintaining a moist environment for all the forest creatures. The forest canopy also provides shade during the hot summer. Mild temperatures are important for the health of many forest animals. Because oxygen levels in water decrease as the temperature rises, aquatic species like the endangered coho and chinook salmon must have cold water. All the plants, insects, and animals here are dependent on a healthy forest. The north coast of California is one of the most biologically diverse places on the earth. Original forests are a sanctuary for life. Snags are often used for shelter by birds, mammals, and many insects. Tree branches hold up Sonoma tree vole nests, and treetops make a good perch for birds of prey. As functional habitat is lost with California's rapid rural and urban development, the forests that remain are critical if we are to maintain the rich biological diversity of this land that we know and love. Biodiversity is a term that describes the abundance of genes, species, and ecosystems that makes up life on Earth. From the earthworm to the black bear, we are all part of the web of life. Diverse systems are vital for a healthy planet because they purify our air and water through natural processes and transfer energy from sunlight into the food chain. Diversity is essential for survival. Diverse systems are the original source for all the foods we eat and the materials we use to make medicine and clothing. Approximately 1 in 5 pharmaceuticals are derived from plants, and less than 1% of all plants in the rainforest have ever been tested for their possible pharmaceutical value. Many scientists confer that so little is known about the natural world and the interdependent connections between all living creatures that we must not disturb the delicate balance. The diversity of the world is what gave rise to many different cultures and is what continues to inspire many of our artists. People travel and move to this area for its natural beauty. The big trees, rivers, ocean, and wide variety of wildlife is our greatest treasure. Tourism is a large part of the economy in this county. Every year, many people come here to visit an area that has not yet been logged, exploited, and developed for human use. All of these important assets of the Davis Creek Forest are threatened by the corporate logging giants. SPI was ranked number 205 by Forbes 400 in the year 2004 with the nation's richest private companies, reporting revenues at $1.5 billion. Red Emerson, the CEO of SPI, was ranked number 165 of the nation's richest people by Forbes 400 in 2004. SPI owns 1.5 million acres, which is 28% of the 4.5 million acres of industrial forest land in California. The company is the biggest buyer of federal forest land, as well as the largest purchaser of federal timber sales in California. According to Common Cause, SPI profited $20.3 million from National Forest road construction subsidies. SPI is getting fat from both logging private land as well as logging national forest lands. Contrary to popular belief, there are no federal or state laws that prohibit the cutting down of ancient trees. Less than 4% of California's original forests remain standing, and yet they are still being cut down for next quarter's earnings.